Past Lives is this summer's critical darling. With an 8.4 on IMDb and a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, I was hyped to see writer Celine Song's directorial debut. Sorry Celine Dion, it looks like we have another talent to look out for. Left to your interpretation, the final scene lingers on our protagonist, Nora, and raises many questions. And a quick spoiler warning before I dive right into the ending. Past Lives is about having the highest possible connection with someone, then losing it. But did Nora lose more than just a close friend? Why does she break down and sob in the film's final moments? While on the surface it looks like she's grieving unconsummated love, I don't believe she regrets any of her actions. Like the OG Celine says, "My heart will go on." Past Lives opens with a simple yet intriguing conversation where an off-screen people-watching couple observe our main characters' relationships, which I'm sure folks have thought about Sam and I. The premise is explored through subtle breadcrumb clues, and we spend the rest of the film answering their curiosities. Does Nora's intimate conversation with Hae-sung suggest something beyond friendship? Is Arthur an intruder or spouse? As the film uncovers 24 years of Nora's life, she suppresses her Korean heritage to find a sense of belonging in the US. But as many first-generation immigrants can tell you, it's just not that easy. Nora not only leaves behind her closest friend when crossing the Pacific Ocean, but also the little girl who always cried. Chasing prestigious awards in a foreign land, she adopts an American accent and meets Arthur, Hae-sung's polar opposite. Nora concludes the only way towards her goal is by shedding her past and Hae-sung along with it. The closer Nora reaches her goal, the further she moves away from that little girl who always cried. But that little girl who was left behind is an important piece of her who Arthur gets a glimpse of at night. She sleep talks in Korean as the conscious and unconscious mind meld, and it's clear little Nora's crying out. But for what? Is it for the love with Hae-sung that never got its chance? Will she throw it all away to chase a what if? Fortunately, Past Lives isn't so basic. In the film's final moments, we see Nora sob in Arthur's arms, but not over Hae-sung. She finally faces her past and processes emotions pent up for over 2 decades. Nora isn't sad about her present situation nor regrets any decision she's made, but that little girl should be acknowledged and grieved. I wish I had the footage for this, but during Hae-sung and Nora's final goodbye, their bodies face each other, which mirrors their first goodbye as kids in Korea. In meeting her friend and addressing their spark from long ago, their In-yun helps Nora rediscover her identity and finally rekindles a relationship with that little girl who always cried, literally in Arthur's arms. This childhood reunion, several decades in the making, triggers Nora to finally process emotions the little girl felt and repressed after their Skype breakup. She literally tells Hae-sung that she doesn't want sentimental ties back home holding her down. But our emotions don't work that way. They can't be ignored. Emotions are never forgotten, but simply shoved down until enough pressure forces them back out with a vengeance. Finally meeting Hae-sung in person, Nora is able to tearfully reconnect with the little girl who was repressed for so long. Arthur understands this reaction doesn't threaten their relationship and is natural for a person reconciling their identity. Hae-sung understands there was a romantic spark in the past, but it's time to move on. And Nora's heart can finally go on. Past Lives is a meditative and sublime film that evokes a sense of Ghibli slice of life. It's thoroughly refreshing to have a set of adult characters of the opposite sex not bang each other immediately when given the chance. While the second act can meander a little bit, and some of the themes may not tie together neatly by the end, Celine Song has established herself as an auteur whose voice you should look out for. I'm giving this 8 Tonys out of 10. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe to help get it across more people. Thanks and see you on the next one.